Greg. I was born ready. You know that.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to...
Hello, everyone.
Hey! How's it going, everybody?
Howdy, partner.
Welcome to the chat wheel. It's 12/22/13. With me, as always, Greg. What is hip, Laird? How are you?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've had a really uneventful weekend, which is exactly what I planned. I had 2 goals yesterday. To buy Christmas presents and to get a haircut. And I only accomplished half those goals, but that's okay.
What's your plan for Christmas?
I'm going to Connecticut. It's very unexciting. Gonna hang out with family and my dog for a while.
That sounds amazing.
And drink all their beer. So.
Doesn't sound so bad.
Hey, Mason. How's it going?
Good. How you doing, buddy?
Good. What you been up to recently?
I got kind of an early start to Christmas today. My mom's side of the family was over. Why we're not doing it on actual Christmas, I have no idea. Probably because we don't want to see those people on actual Christmas. But other than that, I'm not too bad. I always love Christmas time. It's my favorite time of the year, so I'm happy when it kind of starts to get into the swing of things.
Excellent. And our very special guest this week, Alan RyuuboruZ.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
Give us the correct pronunciation so we can just get it out of the way.
RyuuboruZ. There you go. But
Yeah,
a lot of people say RyuuboruZ, which is fine.
That's what I would have went.
Wow, I am not close.
Yeah,
You
no,
have to
I
correct
wasn't.
me.
It's just however. Whatever
Don't-
floats your boat, guys.
When you're making yourself a name, right, to be a pro, do you ever think I need a name that's accessible and easy to pronounce? Because every one of you fucking pro players never do that.
Nope.
You just have the
Hey
most
man,
painful
hey,
names.
there's some good ones. Dendy is pretty easy.
That's easy. Right?
That's standard.
All
You
right.
just have to go to all the
Puppy.
Chinese things.
and yeah, that's it.
Puppy, Xbox, right?
That's not easy at all.
it's
It's
Havos though because it's Russian.
Yeah.
Oh,
Should we
that's
never
right.
guess?
I'm fluent in Russian. I forgot.
I think you've been watching Dota long enough to know that his name is pronounced Havos.
Yeah, his name. But what about the many others? But thank you for
We don't
coming
care
on,
about them.
Ryu.
No problem.
So, what have you been doing lately?
Yeah.
I know the answer to this question, so don't lie.
Is it start with a D?
It does start with a D.
Dota?
No,
Guys, this is a PG
hold
show.
Hold on, that's not what I meant.
DayZ.
Give him the D.
Yeah, I've been playing
DayZ.
DayZ with a little bit here with Greg, except for he dies, and then I can't play with him anymore because and then with Mod and Beatiz, but then I die, and then I can't play with him. So it's like all so lonely, just a lot of dying.
Is
But
DayZ any good?
It's fun.
it's pretty fun.
I like
you
it.
just it's hard. It's once you get used to it though, it starts to get a little bit worn out. But if you play with your friends though and go hunting people, it's still pretty fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good time. I like it. It's in like super alpha, so occasionally
Super
you get like
alpha.
stuck in buildings and shit, but
Yeah, you can
Definitely
survive. You can survive this zombie apocalypse.
yep, you can
Apparently
just
people-
hide in a building wall.
There's not that many right now, but
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. I like it.
It's zombies. What can go wrong, right?
Exactly.
Well, I guess we should move on to, actual Dota content.
Wait, this isn't a DayZ show?
No, it is. It is.
I thought we changed that.
The DayZ wheel, we actually call it.
all right, I'm out, guys.
You're the only one with experience. We need you here.
We don't know what we're doing. Greg likes to act like he does, but that's about it. All right, so starting off, PC Gamer awarded Dota 2 esports of the year. Do you think that's worth it, or do you think League of Legends should have beat him?
Oh, you
At
are.
this present.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Who even plays?
I'm just saying,
Who even
Well,
plays
I
that
mean-
game?
there's a shit ton of money and a whole lot more viewers right now in terms of stream viewers.
Yeah, in terms of stream
If we want
viewers.
to be absolutely fair, and their tournaments are, even though they're Riot sponsored, are pretty huge compared to. It's like the international every couple months for them. So
agree
do you
with
think? Do you think this should have won Dota 2 at the present time? Not saying that later on it won't be awesome. do you think it should have won esports of the year? Greg, go ahead.
Well, I kind of think about it this way. Like, I think when they award it esport of the year, they have to think about the support that the company is putting in, not just like prize support in tournaments, but like internal support in the game. There's like player sets, tournament tickets. All of that stuff does not exist in League of Legends. You can't watching replays. Either A, still doesn't exist, or is like a really new feature, like one or the other. I don't actually know, but I know that it was
I still
a big
think
deal.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it might not exist at all. Still, I don't know. Things like that, I think, is what they really look at, not just money and
What do you think, Mason?
things and such.
I think there's definitely an argument to be made that League of Legends already has a solid, foot to stand on when it comes to these things. But I feel like people are sort of like discovering Dota again with Dota 2, because it's tough to say that this is a quote, new game, because Dota's been around for literally over a decade at this point. But I think it's sort of starting to become more known, outside of the people who would stumble across it playing Warcraft 3. And as some people are sort of coming back to it or picking it up for the first time, there's, a whole new audience that's coming to it. And so I don't think it's unjustified to call it the esport of the year, because although I think League of Legends might be more quote-unquote established, I think Dota is sort of... it's got the momentum in its favor right now. The big tournaments have come up in only a matter of 3 years or so. We've gotten to over $1 million prize pools for TI3. There's a lot of novel ideas coming out of it, such as crowdfunded prize pools, as well as just aspects of the game itself and aspects of like Greg said, like the replays and blah 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 blah. And so I think that there's a whole group of people falling in love with Dota for the first time, and there's a whole lot of people sort of falling in love with it all over again. And so I think just its growing popularity and how good it's been so quickly warrants to give it this title.
Ryu,
It's a lot
what do you
of
think
words.
about it?
I'm gonna go off of a little bit what Greg said and expand on it. Like they're innovating Dota better in a way that they're actually helping the community out with, say, Dire Tide and Wraith Knight, and they also, like Greg said, with the items. It's pretty important to have that interaction, and they're not making money just off of like tournaments and stuff. They're making money off of making the game better for and everything's equal. Like that's what the best thing I like about Dota. Everything's equal playing field. So, and whereas League of Legends, you have to build. Obviously, each person is different, and the more money you put into it, the more better your character is normally. So, I think the fairness of the game is also why I like Dota 2 more, and also like to expand on the Dire Tide and Wraith Knight. That's great for the community. It helps build the community even more, because you have Dota, and then you're implementing just new ideas and stuff. So I think that Dota's winning on the innovation and basically the fairness of it right now. So I would still give it. And then even if you compare, there was an article back about 2 months ago after the International, and with the League of Legends, it was just more of a, even though they had it at the Staples Center, whereas we had it at the Benora Hall, we had more interaction with the people, with the signings of cards, all these different items, and it was just more of a community thing. Whereas League of Legends is just still just trying to get as much viewers as possible. So
League of Legends really does have a lot more viewers, but they're kind of, I think they gave Dota 2 the award just because Dota 2 is more. League of Legends is stagnant. I mean, they have a lot of viewers and all that, but they really haven't innovated anything recently. But the Domination, that mode came out over a year ago, and it took them forever. Dominion.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we have had 3 or 4 different modes.
Yeah.
Wraith Knight being the biggest one.
And let's not to forget about sort of the first quote custom games when only mid was introduced and stuff like that, which was months ago at this point. As weird as that is to think.
Someone had said in chat, Night's End, but the Dota 2 community pays more into making the prize pools for the players, just as the point. It's true. I mean, all the money that's been funded into actual tournaments hasn't come from Valve. It's come from sponsors, while Riot kind of keeps it going.
Yeah. But I think that's just the difference. I mean, maybe eventually Valve will get to that point, but also you have to think about the fact that the way Riot produces money is, they make money literally make money off the gameplay of the game, which is something that Valve doesn't do. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Valve. Not that I'm sure Valve makes like just
rich.
absolutely stupid amounts of money
They're swimming.
off people buying hats, but
Hey, we did 3 more million, and that was like 25% of it. So here you go.
yeah. So
Now I'm curious, and maybe Ryu and Dar and Greg can kind of answer this for me, because as far as the whole like esports scene goes, Dota is sort of my first foray, like a little bit into World of Warcraft arenas, but not that much. This whole idea of like a crowdfunded prize pool, people made a big deal about it when TI3 kind of first came out. Is that something that had sort of happened before? Because it's becoming more popular with Dota tournaments are starting to do it, be it MLG or StarLadder had it as well.
No, you started it.
Yeah, the 2 new CS:GO tournaments that were just announced have like enormous prize pools, mostly community funded. Is this something that was sort of like, was this happening before TI3, before Dota, or was this sort of a new thing?
No.
This is a completely new concept, basically. I mean, I think there are ways you could probably like directly contribute to the prize pool just by like donating or something. I imagine there's some tournament like that along the line somewhere, but the way that International works with an in-game item directly contributing to something that was a completely new thing.
No, Valve's kind of been innovated on a lot of different things recently in terms of esports, and I think that's why they got Esport of the Year. Not for sheer viewers, obviously, because they don't. Dota 2 has got a decent amount of viewers when it comes to the big things, but you don't see any Dota 2 streamers that have like 40,000 people watching at one time. Not yet, anyway. But
not yet.
Dendy gets the most by far.
Yeah, he gets like 14,
but he still only
15,000.
gets he gets usually under 20K, which is a lot different than League streamers. But I don't know. I think that's just because there's such a stupid amount of tournaments right now. It's just
Really,
crazy.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I had one whole
It's
page
absolutely crazy.
of tournaments, and the thing is, I don't feel like that many people care about some of them.
That fucking rebroadcast clogging the front page. Oh, we're gonna come
Oh,
back.
God.
We are gonna come back
again.
around on fucking rebroadcast sooner rather than later, because fuck those things.
If you haven't listened to
we're
the
gonna
show
get there.
before, if you haven't listened to the show, we're kind of new to the show. You haven't listened to Greg ramble on about rebroadcast.
Fucking
It's like
rebroadcast, man.
It's literally
that.
the devil
it is. It's like his nightmare.
stealing our
I
viewers.
get so fucking angry.
I'm so angry. He once punched LD in the face.
I
Not
did.
lying.
Yeah.
Directly.
At MLG, just punched him right in the face.
And I
Fuck you
defended
and your
LD. which is-
rebroadcast. No, I didn't.
That's actually where the whole punch him thing came from. It wasn't LD and Gods. It was Greg just socked him in the face for rebroadcasting.
Yeah. He's mean.
Well, the thing
he
is with that
cuddles.
is, like the rebroadcast, they want to. They do that because they know they're gonna still get a lot of viewers.
Money,
because
money,
of
money.
their-
Oh, God, yeah.
God.
Yeah, but like the thing is, right now the Dota 2 community, they just want to see like their own like really good games. They don't want to watch like just players and stuff like League of Legends has right now. So except for maybe Dendy, and that's about it. So that's the problem right now, because people just want to see the best games, like you said, and they don't want to just help support everybody that's actually good as well. So
I think that's actually a pretty fair point. Well, I would say that when I first started wow, that was words. When I first sort of started getting into Dota, I was much more willing to watch like an individual stream. I really liked watching Draskell a lot. And at this point, I kind of steer away from that. It's really just I'm really interested in just watching the tournaments, and like, I'll keep a stream on in the background every now and then just for noise, but there are few like individual streamers that I will sit there and actively watch. Synderen is one of them because he's brilliant. You can learn a lot. Sing Sing is really entertaining, and I think it's also tough because, at least and this might sound a little odd, but as an English-speaking viewer, one of the top, the top streamers are often Russian players or Russian casters, whether it's Versuta or Dread, and while it's cool to watch them play, the interaction isn't the same for me. I can't sit there and watch it because I just, I don't know what they're saying. But I think it can prove that there is a big, single player following when it comes to people like that. It's just oddly in a minority group.
Well, it's just because American Dota is still not. That's just the European scene. Like, and then you have the Chinese scene, which we don't even know about really.
It doesn't even exist in our. Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't know how much they get. So I don't know, but that's just the European scene, and like that's been. They just have a lot more, and they're way far ahead of us right now. And the American scene, it just needs to grow. So you just have to wait for it to grow, and basically because obviously League of Legends is dominating North America right now, so you have to find a way to get North American players interested in Dota and go and making it everything competitive in North America.
Well, it's funny because talking about these rebroadcasts and how it hurts the streamers, Cuddle Guy is actually watching, and he said, what about casters? If we don't get viewers traffic, we don't get notes and feedback on how to improve.
I have to say, it seems to me that people don't actually care how good the casters are. Because there are tournaments that have horrible, horrible fucking casters, and people still watch.
Who is your worst caster?
No, I am not going down that road.
Come on. Come on.
I am.
Which one is it?
Come on.
We don't have
You
enough.
said it already. You can't. You said it already.
We don't have enough bridges to burn.
I am not,
You
not...
said it.
Come
You
on, Greg,
can't
man
say
up.
I mean,
Straight up.
okay, alright, so I have a very... okay. I have a very weird... I don't know.
Why isn't this
okay.
alcohol?
So,
Just say
basically...
Mott. Just say Mott. He's the worst caster, guys.
It's Mott. No, it's not
I'm
Mott.
never gonna
It's a
see-
triple kill.
But, I mean, okay, here's my thing about casters. There's like 3 casters total that I will not just, as soon as I open the stream, just mute. Like,
Mute.
I just, I just mute everything. Why would I listen to them? Like, most of the time, they have nothing that I want to say. I don't want to hear them. They're going to say things that I can see on the fucking screen. I don't care. I just mute it. Like, literally
actually-
almost everyone I mute. The people I don't mute are, like, Merlini. And, like, that's pretty much it.
All right, I'll tell you who the casters are. There's Mott, Merlini, Gods, LD, Luminous.
Gods, I generally don't mute, like, LD Gods and...
Those are, like, the streamers that... I guess there's...
pretty much it.
I think if we're talking about casters, I think AC's like fallen off just because of what he kind of did to Draskell, sort of, and
Gave him the D.
And D2L has not exactly been the smoothest operation this year.
yeah,
This season, you know,
It's
people still waiting for the. I think people are still waiting for the ticket items, aren't they?
I think it just came out, didn't it?
Just came
It
out.
like came out, but
Like 2 days ago,
like,
not even.
when it came out, things were fucked up.
And it was like I looked at the picture. It was Pudge, and I'm like, what was the item? Because it wasn't exciting at all.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it was
this is
like
a hook.
it was a knife thingy.
Yeah, it was a knife. I mean, it wasn't something like I would be like, oh man, this is something I'm wearing. The Rubik set from Starlighter, that was good. But this one, not so much.
Oh god. Sorry about that stream. I just screwed.
Greg,
it
what'd you
up.
break?
What did he do?
I accidentally hit the chat button and it like blew up all the windows. So sorry. About
Oh,
that. It's good though.
good job.
This is how
Well-
we die. It's how everything breaks.
All right, well, let's
Yeah,
move on.
I do not like shoutcasters. That is a fair assumption. I like player casters.
But you also understand the game at a pretty high level. So regular casters don't give you as much as like a. I'm being nice here, all right?
That's being real generous.
All right. Well, I mean,
You
I understand the
understand- and
game
then
at a
so
much better
pro
level than like
players-
the normal viewer.
Right, so
I
pro
hope so, at
players
least.
know more than a caster, so you probably listen to them more than a caster.
Well, because most
Unless you're a
casters
friend of
talk
them.
about like the fucking cable guy that came to their house today in the middle of the game. Like, I don't give a fuck. Shut up. That's just, I don't know.
So angry all the time.
He's so angry all the
All
time.
right, let's move on. All right, the age of signups has ended. Valve shut down their sign-up period to allow Dota 2. You said go in a query, but yeah.
The servers have
server
crashed every
problems.
fucking day. Every fucking day the servers have crashed.
I don't think I've gone a day without server issues yet. I don't think it's been possible.
We're ready. Let's
Might as well
open
go
the door.
play DayZ. That game's in fucking alpha. At least the servers don't crash. I'm on a hate train today.
actually
I
they
don't
do
know.
crash.
They
I
do
don't know
crash
what you're
sometimes,
talking
yeah.
about. They crash all the time.
Yeah, you're right.
I've been in the Starbound recently. It's a good game too. Starbound's pretty fun. Hey, Dota. How's Dota going?
Oh, right, that game. I mean,
go ahead.
I don't know what's going on. I mean, I haven't checked numbers or anything, but are there that many more concurrent players now than there have been?
Yeah, like it's like, well, you look at the number and it doesn't seem like a lot more, but it's like 100K more. And
That's
it's
a
like,
pretty significant
That's a
number
lot.
more.
That's like 1/6 of the whole player base.
I mean,
Yeah.
if it's 100,000 more people on any given time, and there's 10 people a game, that's 10,000 more games of Dota happening. That's a lot of server room.
Yeah, I think the server. I'm not that worried about this, to be honest, though.
No, I think
It'll get fixed eventually. Valve
I'm
time.
happy.
Gabe will pull his wallet
play.
out, throw down some cash, and buy a few more servers.
But I'm happy that people are actually able to play and get their friends in without having to wait. I know the queue was
Yeah.
like before, but
I mean, it generally
that
wasn't.
good.
It generally wasn't too bad when it was first brought out of beta and officially released, and the queue system was first set up. The wait period was, I don't know.
Long.
I think it technically was listed as like weeks, but I don't really recall anybody actually having to wait that long. And then I think once that first wave kind of died down, it ended up being like, a few days max. But there were still some issues of people like waiting weeks and weeks and not getting in for one reason or another.
I don't understand. I don't know. To me, it felt like if you wanted to play Dota before the queue system happened, it was very easy to get a beta key.
Yeah.
It was like you go to the Dota 2 Reddit, you get or whatever the Dota 2 trade invite thing, and you get an invite from the bot, and it's just like it's whatever. But I think they just weren't ready for the floodgates of the common person being like, oh, it's a new free to play game, might as well just like download it and give it a shot.
Ryu, did you play Dota 1 or were you a Dota 2?
Yeah, I played
person?
Dota 1 for like 5-6 years.
I'm the only person that played Dota 2.
You never played Dota 1?
I played it twice. Okay.
Twice. Holy shit.
I picked Drow Ranger.
Yeah.
I went into a lane.
this sounds
Probably the
about
lane I
right.
wasn't. Probably the lane I wasn't
Mid.
supposed to be in. Okay.
Jungle.
No, I didn't jungle. I went to a lane I probably wasn't supposed to be in, and then like people came from the jungle and killed me. I was like, "Fuck this
mercilessly.
game."
You
Fuck
remember
this
what
game.
the Drow skill build was? Like, not skill build, like skill sets were back then?
Stats all day.
No, I was trying to say
like what abilities she had?
Yeah, what
It
abilities.
was a frost arrows, a silence. She still had her marksmanship ultimate, but her E was
that was the
different, wasn't
12. No, it was plus 12 agility, plus 24 agility, plus 36 agility. I think that was it.
She had a different E though, wasn't it? It wasn't the aura.
No, the
No.
aura is definitely new because
It was True Shot Aura, I think,
yeah.
and then the ulti. Yeah, and then the ulti was the plus agility, like
Yeah, it was the
36,
straight agility gain.
16.
I remember when
Nice.
I played Dota 1 back when. I mean, obviously, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't very long ago. But when Centaur still had his plus strength ultimate rather than a Stampede.
Yeah. I think Stampede's still better, but I do like the old Centaur still. Just double edge everybody.
But yeah, I think now that Dota is like officially released, like with the ability to get in whenever you want, they'll sort of have a better idea of what sort of workload their servers are going to be taking on any given day, and we'll be able to change and exchange as necessary.
Valve
And
has enough money;
hopefully-
they'll just like shoot some money at the problem and it'll solve it.
I think they'll literally just like put a stack of hundreds on top of the server and just be like, fix yourself.
Here's a question. What do you think Dota 2 needs to do to become more mainstream? Right, so we got tutorials, we got bot games, we got ways of trying to get people into a very complicated high curve skill level.
I think by the nature of the game, it's never going to be the most friendly thing for noobs.
Oh god, no.
Because
Well, what about spectators? Like spectators are trying to watch the game, and they're like, I don't fucking know what's happening on this screen. And League of Legends is very bright and flashy and easy to kind of see. in the
yeah,
palace.
I have no idea.
What
like,
does Dota to do?
when
is
I
there
watch League of
something
Legends,
new?
I generally have no idea what's going on. Like in team fights, I'm like, oh, there's some colors, and people don't seem to be dying as fast as I'm used to them dying.
Yeah, exactly. That guy just kind of
And-
teleported that way, and now
Well, that's-
everything's okay.
Well, that's actually a common theme because in like something like a CS tournament or Black Ops, you know what's happening. He's running around, he shoots him, he dies, call it a day. With Dota, we got all these different skills, all these different abilities. Is there any way we can make this more friendly?
Well, I think by the nature of the game, that just isn't going to happen until. But I do think that more and more people are going to just play MOBAs, and then it won't be an issue.
I think that, as funny as it sounds, I think when Heroes of the Storm is released by Blizzard, it's going to be a big advertisement for MOBA games in general, because I think it's hard to just jump at one and like not at least take a peek at the other ones.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to kind of finally hit that wide-reaching audience. But in the meantime, I think two things need to happen to Dota. Custom games, I think, will bring an enormity of more people, because there's tons of people who played Warcraft 3 and are going to be like, I can play Winter Mulligan with better graphics. Cool. And as weird as it sounds, I really think they need to fucking they need to advertise this more. Like, as weird as that sounds, when you have
Do you know what company we're talking about here?
I know, but
Korea, it's all
they
over
had
the
a
place.
multi-million-dollar. I know, but with a multi-million-dollar tournament in TI3, you'd think that this game would have all the knowledge of everybody, and to an extent it does. But the average person who doesn't play still thinks the game's in beta. They don't know that it's been officially released at this point.
Because they never made a big.
Why is there no fucking banner
there was
on
never
front page of
banners
Steam
with
store saying,
streamers.
"Come fucking play Dota"? I think that needs to happen at some point. Though it's
Come fucking play Dota.
Oh, come fucking
listen
play
to it.
Dota, you noob feeder whore.
Sika.
Get you ready
Yeah,
for the first game.
Sika, solo mid, whatever. I don't think that'll ever happen, but I think that would help.
I always had this great idea. Not a great idea, but go ahead.
For what we're talking about, Dota is really easy to get around the map really fast. Whereas League of Legends, I think it takes just people a lot longer because you don't have teleports. You just have to walk to lanes. You don't have any runes. You don't have any really fast things. Maybe besides blink and stuff. And not too familiar about the game. I know just a little bit of stuff, but it's so much easier to get in and out of Dota. You have Fury on TP. You have all these spells that are just can be anywhere on time. So you have to be constantly aware of the map, the mini map. Most of them, that's the most important thing. And when people watch games, that is not what they want. They want the big screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're not gonna see all the little stuff unless you watch the little map, the mini map. So you have to. That's the hardest part about Dota right now is that people do not know that you need to be watching the mini map the whole entire time and not just one lane.
And this was my actual favorite thing about TI3. So at TI3 there was a main monitor, which was fucking huge, by the way. Compared to the MLG one looked like tiny little chump change. But this this giant monitor. Which
Get your shit together, Adam.
Which was just a whole, just like the main screen. The left side was entirely fucking mini-map. There was a whole separate screen dedicated to the mini-map, so everyone could see the mini-map in the entire hall. And then the whole right side was all the stats menus just kind of scrolling through. And it was so nice. Oh
That's
my
very nice.
fucking god. Being able to see the mini-map like that is just so valuable, because even if you're just casually paying attention, if you can just keep your eye on the mini-map, you can at least kind of know what's going on. For me, I was rendering videos and whatever, doing things in the back. But I could know what's going on in the game because I just keep my eye on the mini-map, and then when all the dots come together,
hardest work in his life.
You just fucking look, and then there's a fight.
Well, the mini maps are for the people that are. Dota's not an easy game.
Yeah, it's never going to be an easy game, though.
No, it's not an easy game. I always felt like there should be some kind of during breaks, have little clips of video, little videos of each different hero, and maybe their skills on the side with the animations for it.
Maybe in 30 minutes.
You know what I mean? It's a little vinaigrette kind of
But
thing.
I don't want to fucking watch that.
No, but you put it during the
I
breaks,
will turn
where you
that
put the
stream off.
ads, where you put where the ads are. The TI3 stream. Okay, you have a little.
The problem is there'll be a whole bunch of people who love it because they even if it's not for them,
And there'll be people
they'll
like me
recognize that
who
it's going to
will
help.
I will turn the stream off.
And
if that
then
shit
there's
comes on.
people like Greg who are muting main casters already and are just going to say fuck you and turn the stream off and probably just go masturbate to high-level theory crafting.
Time to turn on my ad block. Fuck them all. Click.
Man, I don't know.
Well-
I think it's a valid concern, but I think that eventually MOBAs will just become more mainstream and people will understand what's going on, at least to a little bit bigger extent.
We can hope.
Yeah, let's
The
get
our
to
next
these.
topic. Let's go.
Forward
Let's
and
talk about
upward.
Sin.
Onward.
Synderen announced his retirement. So
Man,
here's some.
no one saw that coming.
Bye.
Wait,
Boy,
what is
call
that?
me by surprise.
He's
Per his Facebook,
he's gone.
hey everyone, I've decided to step down as a competitive player. I'll be focusing on commentating from now on and continue to run my personal stream. He's still a power of Mouse Sports, not in a professional player role right now, etc., etc. Now, he did say something about betraying JD. He said, however, the open offer I've had from them for pretty much a year and a half now revolves around moving to Berlin to cast full-time, which is something I'm not interested in. Recently, they acquired The Capitalist, best caster ever, to fill out this spot, better than Greg, and they are looking for one more dedicated person to work as an expert in their studio. This doesn't mean, at least from my side, that I'll not be casting with Toby in the future. It simply means I will not be working at Join Dota full time. So, do we think he should have just gave it one more TI3?
No.
No.
No?
No. I imagine, okay, this has been like, a lot of people in my professional life recently have been like leaving their jobs and stuff. And I sort of imagine this conversation as just like, well, we've had a good run. It's time for you to be put out to pasture.
Oh, God.
Like, let's go.
We're not killing him.
I know, but it's just like, it's time. Like,
Professional murder.
He had his run. You know, he played pretty well. Blah blah blah. But
he's reached his win by date.
He's
you know,
he's
it was win by TI3, and then it starts to curdle. You know.
Yeah. Man, I'm on blast tonight. I'm sorry to all the people I'm insulting. I'm only kind of sorry. But
next week, our guest is Synderen, actually. So
we've got to.
I'm gonna talk to Synderen about this.
We've got a fucking mad issue all over again, don't we?
He's gonna come on.
That was much more public.
He's gonna wait till he meets Greg at some professional event and then just beat the shit out of him.
No, dude. Okay, so
I think Synderen's too nice.
Here's the funny thing about
buddy.
Synderen. You'll always be able to see him at events because he'll be wearing shorts and Birkenstocks with socks on. That's always what he wears every time I've seen him, and he's really nice. So I feel bad. He had a good run, and I think.
But he's a great caster.
He is one of the other people that I will not mute. I think he's really great, but I do wish him luck in all the casting things. But I think it was time.
What I really
how
like.
old is he?
I don't know, old enough that he's
probably in his
past
20s.
by date.
Yeah, I gotta find out.
What I really like about Synderen as a caster is that he can explain the more advanced game mechanics that he notices, like obviously as a professional player, but in a way that somebody on a slightly, lower game experience level can understand. Like a lot of the times, like sometimes when I'm not so much Merlini, but like, for example, at the EMS1 in Poland, when Toby was basically kind of like rotating through the pro players as co-casters, some of them were a bit more comfortable, but some of them were just kind of like talking, and like they would say like, oh, well, he did this because of this, but to somebody who didn't really know that, high level stuff, quote unquote, it didn't really make much sense. And I think Synderen does a great job of describing what your average person might not see in a way that an average person can understand it.
I kind of miss him when he did Talk Dota.
Yeah, I mean, I think Synderen is great.
He explains things very well.
I'm honestly surprised that he is being so blunt and straightforward and not taking the offer from JD.
Didn't he say that that he didn't want to cast? Basically, probably doesn't.
Doesn't he live in Germany though? Isn't he German?
He is from Denmark.
Oh,
he is 23 years old. Which is
way past prime.
Yeah, which is apparently ancient. I feel so.
We all know that the life of a Dota player pretty much like cuts out when you hit 22 or so.
My matchmaking rating is like 5.
Well,
I'm 32.
I'm 25. I need to retire.
Ah, you're fucked, dude. Sorry.
This is as far as you go, man.
I'm actually not.
I would be very surprised.
Looks like
if
you
were
need
25.
a eHug.
It sounds like someone needs an eHug.
Wow.
All right.
All right.
You're welcome.
We'll get
Okay.
there.
When you use that for advertising, I want my fucking money. All right. This is a great line.
Ryu's gonna be on TV. Looks like it's time for an eHug, guys.
Come here, guy.
So, going from retirement to another possible retirement, Joe is considering retirement from our good friend Molly, or at least my good friend, who's a Chinese scene know-it-all, and he works at 2Play.
Wow.
He states he really is. Like he knows
in a good way. In a good way.
Today.
No. That's a
Molly
good thing.
is great. That's a great.
That's a positive know-it-all.
You weren't listening, were you?
Apparently not.
It's like
Never.
he's a know-it-all is like actually respectful because he knows everything. He's a really sweet guy too. I think he's French. Anyway,
I'm
international.
not so sure about that. He tweets about the English Premier League for soccer quite often.
Let's see, France. He's French. He's French.
He's a trader then.
But he says basically that Joe is expressed his disappointment, in the wake of his team's elimination on the World Esports Professional Classic earlier today. In a Weibo post, he said that
Weibo.
How many years of Chinese have you taken? Weibo.
All right, whatever. Okay, this just... All right, whatever. Joe, he feels bad because he sucks right now. It'll be fine. He's not
if he can't adjust, he's saying he's going to retire.
He's not going to fucking retire. He won the International too. He's not
That's
retiring.
what they said about Synderen, yet he retired.
Yeah, but that's also what they said about Burning, and he didn't retire, so...
These Chinese players, man, they're overdramatic until someone throws a couple $100,000 in their face.
They really are. It's like...
I mean, hell, wouldn't you be too?
I brought shame upon my family, and I'm going to kill myself. It's really... It's like, you got to be, dude. No.
Oh, God.
Like, I would kill for a C, man. But my standards are very low.
So
yeah, I don't think Joe's going anywhere.
Yeah, me either. Thoughts for you? Thoughts?
Normally when people retire, it's like what Synderen's doing. He wants to still be a part of it. He still wants to stream. He wants to make money. He still wants to cast. He just doesn't want to play competitively anymore because after a while it does get really stressful and it is really hard to do for a long period of time without getting burned out on Dota or any game you do. So I think it just depends on each individual player. So it really depends. Like some people are serious about it, and if he does leave, though, he'll probably be back doing something along the lines of Dota, unless you find a new game.
Well, it's got to be. This is something more geared to you, Ryu. It's got to be grueling. Some of the actual games you have to play in terms of timing. Have you had to do that much? Where it had crazy time games or like long
I think the
stretches
worst
where
was
it's
like I had to
5.
play Dota for 10 straight hours, maybe on a weekend, on a Saturday or something.
Were you trying
it was
to teach Greg?
Straight 7, 8 games.
God. Wow.
It was pretty hard.
What were you playing? Do you remember?
Oh,
Or did you block the memory out?
It was like this last summer, so it was. Yeah, I think it was on former typical mistakes.
Great.
Yeah, it was definitely like three months ago. I can't really remember, but it was playing. It was playing in like 2-3 tournaments at once. We had to we had to drop one of them and still managed to play the other 2. So
that's exhausting. I can barely play 2 games, then I'm like, I need a break, a nap, and somebody to hug me.
Yet no one ever does. Chinese themed event. It's coming. With Raid Night now well underway, we want to put out a call to artists who would like to participate through the Dota 2 workshop, Chinese food, in our next big event.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's a great Chinese restaurant name.
Oh, that's a good name.
A new event is coming to Dota 2 by the end of January, and we're looking for submissions that draw on visual themes from the Chinese New Year, Chinese history, and springtime. Be sure to mark your submissions using the Spring 2004 tag when placing your items on the workshop. So, we got a Chinese theme coming, and I'd like to say for the umpteenth time, fuck you, Greg.
Let's say it together on 3. On 3, fuck you, Greg. You were wrong.
Okay.
1, 2, 3 Fuck you, Greg.
best.
You were wrong. Shut
Thank you,
up,
Ryu.
Ryu.
Thank you, Ryu.
I said to him
Fired.
weeks ago. I'm like, hey, Sun Wukong, he's coming. And he's like,
I literally deleted it off the show
that.
notes. I
I
literally deleted it off the
I don't give a
show
shit,
notes.
right? I'm like, he's like, no, it doesn't matter, it's not. And then next 2 weeks later, it's like, dude, they got peaches and shit, and they're like the beta of like Dota 1.
And then I deleted
I don't
more.
give a shit.
Deleted more.
And then we get
They
to
deleted
here,
it again.
and then we get to this week where they announce a fucking Dota 2 Chinese themed event.
Oh, God.
And I swear to God, you're gonna see Sun Wukong come out of nowhere as the hero that comes out, because it makes sense to me. Invoker released that way, Elder Titan released that way, but Greg,
Yet I still don't care.
but Greg, because he doesn't care, doesn't want you to know about it. He's selfish.
He is keeping information from the people.
He is
Oh my God.
a right-wing socialist of
Wow.
Dota 2.
This is getting aggressive.
And
All right.
that's so. Anyway, we got a new event coming. They're really busting their ass on shit lately. We gave them a whole lot of crap for Dire Tide, but they've been doing a whole lot recently to A in communication, and B in just events. Like we're gonna have another event in a little over a month. What do you think about that?
I
Don't
feel
care.
like
Still don't care. Played 2 games of Wraith Knight, was enough.
Dude,
I like Brave Knight.
Brave Knight is fun.
I think when they released Dire Tide and the Grieveling last year, they were kind of like, oh, this is a fun little break. People play a few games, blah, blah, blah. And then, aside from, because of the entire Dire Tide shitstorm, I think they were finally like, oh, people actually give a shit. Mm-hmm. And so, I think there's definitely a little bit of that. I don't think that you can say that they've been a lot more vocal lately. They've been working hard on this new stuff, new events, and I don't think that you can just say, like, well, this was planned all along. Like, I think you have to contribute some of it to them, in part saying, like, okay, people actually do sort of care about this. But, I don't know. I'd like to see another new game mode. Maybe, sort of another step towards more custom games, something like that.
The community kind of gave them a second and third asshole of a Dire Tide, so.
Yeah.
Ryu.
What's up?
You started talking.
You started talking. I cut you off by accident.
It's okay.
Spotlight.
I forgot now.
All right. Well, it's okay though because we're moving on to your topic. Team
What's
eHug.
What a topic.
Talk to us about Team eHug.
Yes.
Talk to us. Who's on the team and what are you doing?
Well, right now it's Cakes, Sheep, Pandago, and Sleazel just left the team. So.
God damn it, Sleazel.
What the fuck? It's only been like a week.
Yeah, they made the official announcement like 2-3 hours ago.
So yeah, not even.
Yeah.
Give us a juicy gossip. Why'd he leave?
Juicy gossip? No, he left because of his family, and he just wanted to. He couldn't pursue Dota anymore. So.
That's disappointing. Gossip.
The post says personal conflicts.
Yeah, that sounds like a family thing. That's sad.
That is sad.
Where's he out of? Where's he from originally?
I think he was going to school in Ohio, and I forgot.
It's okay.
I know he was going to school in Ohio. That's why he didn't have to take a plane to MLG. But it's kind of close to there. Oh, I think, it's in Michigan. Now you can stalk him.
I mean, I guess my question would be, like, is this something that sort of came up unexpectedly for him? I mean, I don't know how much you can actually say about that, and that's totally fine. But it seems like if you're going to sort of accept your position on the team, that you at least aren't foreseeing these problems coming up. Was this just something that he didn't really think about when he accepted the offer, or just kind of backlash that happened after the fact?
He kind of just waited till the last minute and just it didn't work out. So.
By the way, Mom and Dad, I want to become a professional video game player. Fuck no, you're not.
I'm going to New York.
I imagine that conversation going. Yeah. I don't know. I can understand that. It's I don't know. Are you guys holding like internal tryouts or anything for the last spot?
We'll see what we want to do with that. We'll just go from there, and we'll just see what happens.
eHug.demon. Let's do it.
eHug. Well, yeah, we're gonna go to Korea and recruit Demon. We're all gonna fly out
He'll
there.
be back in a couple weeks. Don't worry.
Rescue him from Korea.
It's a pretty sweet deal, though. What's in the contract exactly for you guys that you can talk about? They've been very open. They've been very open.
Yeah, it's on Reddit.
Since you didn't want to look at the show notes, I'll read them to you because we have a salary of $1,000 a month, furnished gaming house located in New York City, groceries and cleaning.
Very important.
You guys get fucking health insurance? Holy shit.
Yep, health insurance.
Wait, Ryu, did you know that you got health insurance?
I'm actually gonna stay on my plan, so I'm not getting it. Actually, I already have it. So
is there dental insurance included?
That's still pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because
it's pretty legit.
How old are you, Ryu?
21.
So you can still technically be on your parents' plan for a few more years, or whatever.
Me too. Woo.
But for somebody older, sort of reaching that, I think the cutoff is 23 or something like that. That's pretty good.
It is. So
by 24, you gotta retire.
All of us are like 20 though, 21.
Yeah.
So we're. If you 20, well, it's still fun.
It's still nice.
Good.
It's a nice thing to say.
Continuing.
Well, travel costs, computer equipment, the vast majority of tournament winnings and streaming revenue, and additional bonuses tied to the team's other revenue sources. It's a pretty good deal for like a North American team.
Do you know where you're living in New York?
We should be living around in New York City somewhere. So
Pretty cool.
I'm gonna come visit. It's gonna be great. Come hang out.
yeah, we'll meet in let's meet at Statue of Liberty, like I said.
That is a who's who in chat today. Coddle guy, Capitalist showed up.
Oh my God, Capitals leave.
Oh God, he showed up.
Get out.
Knight's End. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure who Knight's End is, but I feel like he's pretty impressive.
Seems like a cool guy.
I like him.
So when when are you moving?
Mid-January. So should be up there, and we're gonna be obviously starting training. I guess boot camping, right then and there. But we won't have Pandago until late January though. So that's the one bad thing. But he should be able to play from. Huh?
I know Pandago's in chat. Get your shit together, dude.
Yeah, Pandago, come on. Now he's got to get a surgery, so he can still play from his house though. So we'll just wing it,
You looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. I'm excited.
Any tournaments you guys are looking at to try to get into?
Say that again?
Any tournaments you're looking at to try to get into?
Not that I know of, but we're gonna be like Pretty Boy Swag. We're gonna be playing in the tournament soon, and we're playing in Canada Cup right now. But we're gonna have to use like some ringers, obviously.
Which name do you like more, Pretty Boy Swag or Typical Mistakes?
I like Pretty Boy
Team
Swag.
eHug.
Oh, I should have said that. I guess it's too late
too
now.
late.
Wrong answer.
Too
You're
late.
fired.
Now we're looking for two new members.
God. Alright, well, peace,
The
guys.
chat wheel, breaking relationships.
Oh my God.
I was given 2 questions, and it was a trick question.
I swear to God, it was a setup.
It was the biggest setup.
So, it's okay.
Well,
No, I like Pretty Boy Swag. It's a really nice name.
It's got a
But
nice
I'm not a
nice
fan of
ring
yellow
to it.
though. I really don't like yellow, so I didn't like the swag text in yellow. But other than that, it was good.
I really wanted when MLG had made those giant signs for the teams. I really wanted the enormous sign that just said swag on it for you guys. I hope at least one of you got to keep that.
I don't know. No, we didn't.
God damn it.
It was so cool.
It's unfortunate.
Well,
So,
we're really. Go ahead.
Well, if it's okay, I kind of want to just ask a couple questions about, sort of being on an up-and-coming team.
No more trick questions.
No more trick questions, I promise. My first question is, what's
Who do
the
you
next
hate
big
more?
tournament that's coming up? Yeah, if you had to pick
If you
one
had to
member
pick
of
one
your team
player.
to kick,
If there was one member of your team, you would. Alright, kill, fuck, marry. Alright?
Oh my God.
Kill, fuck, marry on. Hold on.
Pandago,
On cakes,
Pandago, sheep, and
Pandago,
cakes.
Pandago, or Sleeson.
Oh my God. That's
Which one would you marry, fuck, and kill?
Can you repeat the whole question again slowly?
Alright, out of all your team members, and
No,
we
I was
had
just kidding.
Sleeson
Don't
in
do it.
there.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
We're not answering this question.
I'm not asking like that.
You
we'll
can
come
God.
back. We'll come back to it.
I would
Anyway,
fuck Pandago, alright? I would kill a sheep because I need the wool. And I'd marry cakes because I love cake.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you.
I gave you an answer.
you've just gone on some hit lists somewhere, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, man.
Pandago wants to. Yeah.
Anyway, so my first real question is, so what's the first big tournament, or the next big tournament that's coming up for you guys?
For Team eHug, we do not know. They haven't told us any. Like we don't know yet. So we'll find out once we get there and we start training, and then we'll see like how we do and what all happens and when we'll do it. But for like now, like I said, we're in the Canada Cup and we'll be playing in a tournament in January, like January 4th-ish. So with just like 3 of our players plus 2 ringers, so it should be fine.
Cool.
Random quick question. What's behind you?
What's behind me?
What books are those? Yeah.
It's
They
DVDs
playbook?
actually. It's not books.
What
like
are
most
they?
people think.
What kind of DVDs?
Oh,
It's
so
like
it's not
DVDs
porn
that are burned.
magazines.
What is it now?
No. It's whatever you want it to be. My
Are you hitting on me?
my Hustlers
Because
magazine.
I'm accepting.
My second question is, so under the name of typical mistakes, you guys took a bunch of our money from the two tournaments.
Literally all of our money.
You took literally all of our money. So I've got to ask, as you know, we have a good, our good friend Cruel GG's is sort of like, wanting to become a pro, semi-pro player, and my brother actually, who's a couple years younger than me, is not looking at it too seriously, but wanted to try to get involved in some amateur tournaments and stuff like that. So, how do you make the jump as a team and as an organization to sort of make your way into those bigger tournaments and sort of make a bigger name for yourself? Like, I know there's sort of amateur tournaments out the ass, whether it's the Sunday evening cups or ones like we've hosted or just things like that. So, how do you sort of break your way into those bigger tournaments?
I'm saying, like, for most of the serious people, I would say watch. You need to download replays of because each role is important, and so it depends on what role you're doing, obviously. And each person needs to watch a replay of a professional player doing that role at least 4 or 5 times to understand it, because support is the hardest role, because that's what you're doing. Those are the 2 heroes that are making all the space in the early game. So if you're not making space in the early game with those heroes, then your other lanes aren't going to be doing as well. And then you have to just build individual skill by playing 1v1s, even for your off lane and off lane matchups, and also your safe lane. And then next you should be also, once you watch replays, it's just a ton of practice. I mean, there's nothing that replaces practice ever. So you just have to practice a lot, and it has to be the next big step up is practicing against good players. You can't just practice with the same people over and over again if you stomp them. So you have to find good teams to scrim. And then if you just keep doing that, you'll eventually get better. So it's hard right now in the NA Dota scene because there's not that many great teams. So, but if you still keep playing in these amateur tournaments, like I said, you just need to just focus on maybe those things.
So once your team, sorry, I'm going to interrupt and just to go on the same thought for just a second. So once you feel like your team sort of has that skill level that you think that you can really, maybe compete with the best of the best, how do you sort of get yourself invited to those tournaments that are bigger than just the Sunday Evening Cup? How does a team go from the whatisHip.tv amateur tournament and just the open signups to getting invited to something like the Big Point Battle or Full Sail or something like that?
Oh, how Typical Mistakes did it. We played in because before this year, before 2013, the end of it, there was really no American tournaments. So what we did is we played on European servers and European tournaments a lot, almost every day, a lot, and in 5 to 6 games. So you have to be willing to sacrifice some delay and 200 plus ping, 250 plus ping, and until the North American scene grows. And then you eventually also have these Big Point battles, and you have these ISO cups that anybody can sign up. And that's basically when you actually qualify for the actual against the good teams, even if you lose. But if you keep qualifying, you're still going to get known. So as long as you just keep doing that, that's for those smaller tournaments. For bigger tournaments, you're gonna have to just keep winning. Like you said, you're gonna have to keep winning or getting really good results in these smaller tournaments. So, but you have to be kind of winning or getting second. Else it's gonna be really hard right now for the American scene.
Cuddle Guy actually asked something. He asked, "What was the hardest part about your role on the team?"
My hardest role on the team.
Hardest part of the role.
Well, I guess it's basically the hardest role is getting ganked, and always you're always expected to be doing not the best, but you're always expected to do relatively well, and so sometimes it's a lot of pressure, and that's sometimes the hardest part.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. I mean, playing solo mid, it's if you get ganked 3 times in a row, then life's hard for the rest of your team because you're underleveled and stuff. So I definitely understand that.
How do you sort of like? How do you keep your morale up? When maybe you have a bad game and like mid doesn't go well for you, or you get ganked a few times. Like, how do you sort of keep yourself focused on the game and not let yourself get too down so you can try to sort of come back?
Sometimes you just need somebody else in your team to actually be saying positive reinforcement. You don't like the best thing about having a good team is like having positive reinforcement. You're always gonna. It's Dota, so everything is never gonna go your way, especially when you're starting out. So the best thing is just having positive reinforcement and just saying like, okay, well, I have my other 4 teammates, so and I'm pretty sure they're gonna make something happen for me. So you're not always it's a team game. You're not always alone, and it's just always having good friends and just be up and up. But I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, I get really sad sometimes when I play. If you do bad, you just need somebody to be there for you.
Need a shoulder to
cry on, guys.
So the exact opposite of what happens in any given NEL game.
Yes.
Oh god.
Fuck you, trash.
Oh man.
All right. Well, our final topic, which isn't that meaty, but it's pretty decent in terms of what it can mean for people, is MLG open to broadcasters, and basically, it's a very closed.
Open in quotes.
Open.
Open. Yeah.
It's a very closed platform still, but they're making sure that a fixed number of streamers will be able to utilize the platform for their streaming needs. The list of criteria are steep, however, and be read as...
They are extremely steep.
You need to be on a professional team, ranked top 8 in the world, or currently stream on other platforms and average 500,000 concurrent viewers.
No, 5,000.
5,000, sorry. 5,000.
Holy shit, that's a big difference.
500,000 concurrent viewers.
No one.
That would be unbelievable.
Oh, you know why? Because I was reading the line. 500,000 combined Facebook likes, Twitter followers, and YouTube subscribers.
It's a weird stipulation.
Event operator with live broadcast capability. So we'll be on there mid-July.
Next week, actually, yeah.
Oh, next week? Oh, good. But their perks are ad block detection, 24/7 MLG tech support, dedicated multi-region directed ads, and the ability to create and distribute merchandise via the MLG Pro Shop, which is kind of neat, actually.
I think for big organizations, this is pretty cool. I'll be interested to see how far the customization can go as far as like where it's listed in like URLs and things like that, because people don't want people to have to go to MLG.tv to see their stream. But I think my understanding is that they're sort of renting out their player to people. And I as far as I know, for me at least, the player's been pretty good. I didn't obviously use it when I was at MLG Columbus because I was there, but for like the qualifiers and for Full Sail and stuff, it was pretty nice. And I know they get much, much, much higher fill rates than Twitch does, so more money for tournament organizers is pretty good.
I very much loved the player, watching MLG, the qualifiers and the main event. I mean, occasionally it would sort of crap out, but I think that's just because it was sort of new. But once the first few days were kind of handled, I didn't have a single issue, and that's a hell of a lot more than can be said for Twitch on any given day.
Yeah, the Twitch is just, I don't know. They didn't get into that much viewers though on their personal stream. So that's kind of what we're talking about. That's why they're trying to change it. Like they didn't get that many viewers during the qualifier, the open qualifier.
Yeah.
So they're really trying to experiment because they really don't want to go on Twitch because they obviously make more money by having their own personal ads being watched and yada yada yada.
Etc. Yeah.
So it's just gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna work. It's just because everybody uses Twitch.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle.
It's really hard because Twitch is the norm right now. It's like what happened to
owned.
I guess MySpace once Facebook came out, but it's kind of not the same. So because I think they have a chance to grow, but we'll see what happens though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always happy to see something different, at least, just for the sake of competition. And I think this is fulfilling an interesting niche. As Night's End said in the chat, she made a really good point when she said that it's sort of tough for the little guy, but I think that your average little guy streamer is still going to be relying on Twitch, and this is definitely more for organizations who are maybe looking for a player in a stream with a little bit of some tech support behind it. On-call guys that you can say, shit, this is broken. We need this to get fixed.
For Twitch, it's like you tweet at Gunrun and you message 2 people on Skype who
and
might get back to you by like a week. They're very, very busy on Skype, and like if you message them, you'll usually get a reply, but it's like weeks later, and you're like, well,
and
my
I
black
think
screen did not help back then.
Exactly, but I think when when MLG promises tech support to a big stream, if Beyond the Summit decided that they were going to move to the MLG player, they're going to have support there if necessary. They're a company that's big enough and knows what they're doing enough to say what they mean and mean what they say in regards to a product that they're offering,
Is there something that MLG needs to have to make it the next big thing?
Consistency.
They need for Dota. They need more Dota teams, and they need more fan base in America. That's more my thing. My logic on that.
So what you're saying is you want them to pick up eHug. That's what you're going with. MLG.eHug.RyuuboruZ. As Night10 said in the chat, she made a really... come on. On a completely unrelated note, though, I am so pumped to see MLG actively picking up Smash.
Yeah, apparently
I am so fucking happy about that. They had a Smash documentary running on the other day on the channel, like almost all day, and it was so interesting. And I fucking love Super Smash Brothers. And yes, this is a Dota podcast, but I mean, fuck, we've gone off on enough tangents. Like, I'm so excited to see that, get some real love from a real big organization.
MLG's been pretty amazing. I'd like to have
Okay. Pretty amazing during the last...
Pretty amazing recently.
Months.
Recently, yes.
That organization fucked up continuously during StarCraft. So, just because you guys weren't...
Who gives a shit about StarCraft? No one cares about StarCraft. Even Day9's like...
Dead game.
Oh my god.
Dead game.
MLG recently has been amazing.
Yes, recently.
MLG Adam will not return my calls. I don't know why.
Dang.
I'm pretty sure he has a restraining order against you.
That's Spitwad.
That's what that piece of paper that came in the mail was for. That wasn't a love letter. Mm-hmm.
That is Spitwad, and it's ongoing negotiations to fix it. Okay.
Spit.
I just want to smell you. Anyway.
Oh my god.
All right. Anyway. We're looking for a new moderator. If anyone's interested.
Yeah, literally anybody else that wants to come on the show is fine. If you want to replace Greg too, that's cool.
You know what? You're just jealous of my...
Something? Alright.
Something.
You get back to us. Vodka.
This is a good vodka, by the way.
Okay, you're drinking Pinochle. It's not a good vodka.
Well, it's not a bad vodka.
That's what girls in college drink. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen.
Fuck you. You drank a Cosmo.
I did. You know what?
I did.
All right.
You drank a fucking raspberry martini on stream the other day.
Pomegranate, not raspberry.
You drank a pomegranate martini.
You have glasses you have to hold like this because you're
right. You do.
And then you spilled them on yourself.
I know.
Those glasses are very hard to drink.
You have literally no say.
That's right. Look at all I have behind me. All right.
Well. We're done
nature's prophet is,
he's the overseer.
Protecting it.
All right, Ryu, where can people find you?
Oh, we're done?
Oh, do you listen?
Wait a minute.
I go DayZ now.
Talk about?
Let's go DayZ, guys.
Yeah, do you have a speech?
Do you have anything that you want to chat about? Some sort of topic? Do you want to hang on Greg some more?
Right now. Come on, Greg. Let's leave these losers. I'm just kidding.
It wasn't a Cosmo. It was a pomegranate martini.
I like use only episode of the chat wheel.
I just kidding, guys.
You make big bucks.
Where can they find me? RyuuboruZ Dota on Twitter. And I stream from time to time. Twitch.tv RyuuboruZ with 2 Z's actually. So.
That reminds me. I have one more question when you're done with your shoutouts.
Okay, there you go. Shout out to my team. Shout out to organization eHug. Thanks for picking us up. And that's it.
Question quick. So in your contract here, it says that you will be getting additional bonuses tied to the team's other revenue sources. Does that mean that we're going to maybe see some of you guys stream a little bit more often?
Probably. I think so.
I hope so.
Hope so. Hope I didn't get trick questioned when boomed. No.
I look forward to watching you play more Death Prophet.
Yes. Well, we lost. Don't bring that up.
That's okay. I still love your Death Prophet build. I think it's still great.
Thank you. I like it too. I wish I had gone to Heart that game though.
Hashtag fuck Bloodstones.
Yeah, I hate Bloodstone because you don't need it if you have a Yules. That's my opinion on that.
Greg, where can people know to avoid you from?
Twitter.com/whatishiptv. We're getting close to 1,000 followers, getting up there. So
yeah!
Sweet. You can check out our website at www.whatiship.tv and our YouTube. If you guys are listening to the podcast and want to watch the live VOD, is on our YouTube, which is What Is Hip Dota 2.
Mason,
Alright, I might actually follow you.
You follow me.
Yeah, remember
You
to
follow me.
follow
I already know. Yeah, I'm
I'll
just kidding.
fight you.
I'll
Follow
now.
our Twitch channel. There's a
Hey.
button that says follow. I forgot that.
Follow our
Click
Twitch channel.
that. Click that.
Ryu, make sure to follow me and Mason because we'd like to have pro comments on our.
They have a Twitter. They have a continuous Twitter follower war.
What are you at right now,
The
Darius?
capitalist, he
right.
kind of influenced the
You
results.
fucking
so-
cheated.
He's a beautiful baby. Okay,
He's a
Fucking
flower.
cheated.
he
happened?
knew which side was the honest, just side.
Darius and I have been having a Twitter war since the first episode of the chat wheel, and one day out of the fucking blue, Capitalist decides to tweet
You were
to
showing
every
your
single
balls,
one of his
right?
followers that to follow Darius and not me, and he's been beating me ever since.
I'm at 96. Mason, what are you at?
I'm at 90, so I'm catching up.
Fuck you.
See,
Okay.
I do it on my own.
Oh,
You do.
my
I've had
God.
more of my own too, but Capitalist is an amazing, beautiful soul. Okay, you can Mason. Where can people find more about you at? Unfortunately,
You guys can listen to more of my rants and raving at Waydota, WHDOTA on Twitter. You can listen to past episodes of the chat wheel on our website. And you can search us on Podomatic as well, and follow us on iTunes and all that good stuff. If you like audio-only things, good for car rides and workouts, and if you
Commutes.
really just want to hear our voices going to sleep.
Hey, I listen to our own episodes sometimes to make sure that everything is working correctly.
I listen
just
to
like
our
the
own
sound of
episodes.
someone's-
I also like
listen to
listening
our own
to myself.
episodes every week. Like that. I mean, I would say that's conceited, but Pyrian has admitted to listening to his own announcer pack, so I feel pretty confident in saying that we listen to our own episodes.
It's nice to see what you need to do to improve.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
a little
suck.
a self.
For me,
You
it's
guys are
just
amazing.
for me, it's just a self-serving jerk. Like I just get.
Yeah, I actually did the same thing. I was watching myself cast because I wanted to see if I can improve, and I was like, "Dang, this guy is actually needs help casting."
damn, he's
Some
fine.
Need some help.
I am gorgeous. But yeah,
Damn, I'm good at this.
so yeah, just finishing. Shout outs to CyberPower PC as always, and big thanks to everybody who watches us and listens to us on a week-to-week basis. We hope you're enjoying the live stream so far. We plan to continue doing it for quite some time and making improvements. If you have comments, criticisms, blah, 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 reach out to us on Twitter, email, website, however you want to do it.
Yeah, we're really happy you guys joined us, by the way, because Twitch chat's been kind of pumping. We've had some questions, and we want to try to integrate that a little bit into the live stream. Otherwise, it's just us talking, which I enjoy immensely, but no one else does, apparently. So you can obviously follow me at Darieth and not Mason, because I need to beat him. You can follow us on twitch.tv/whatishiptv.
All
And
Twitter
we're really,
names are conveniently right below our little nameplates, so that's convenient.
we're really happy to be here, guys, even though we talk shit all day. And we'll be here next week. We're still working on a time. It's supposed to be around 3 or 4 p.m. on the weekends, but there's a whole lot of fucking tournaments going on, which kind of makes it pointless to kind of stream. So we're trying to figure out the time. It's most likely going to be on a Sunday, but, there's
Yeah, we're still playing
technicalities
with the
behind it.
time slot, but
Because if it's too late, how can Pyrian show up?
I
It's
think
like 5 a.m. for him.
Sundays are like a fair estimate of when the show is going to
Yeah.
happen, and then
Generally, a
if you
safe
guys are
bet.
the audio only crowd, you can expect it by Monday morning. So for your
Unless Greg doesn't send me the
unless I don't send
file.
them the file, which sometimes
Happens a lot.
Happens. Yeah, life's hard. But. Any closing remarks, Ryu, before we go kill some zombies in DayZ?
I wasn't expecting to get the last word.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm gonna eat. That's what I'm gonna do. See, look at this, guys. I've had this plate in front of me for like 30 minutes. Some
What is it?
potatoes and
It's
a
kinda blurry.
steak.
Oh
Yeah, it's
my
kinda-
god.
You didn't eat a steak? No one would even yelled at you. You've been like, well, I'd bring you a pretty good dream. Like, what are you eating? Filet mignon. Continue.
Yeah, you can just go. It's fine. Like
You bring me some, please.
All right.
Oh, thank you, Ryu, for your starvation and solidarity.
Yes. Start it.
And we're hoping you win some major tournaments so we can bring you back. And even when you've won all these tournaments, still hold you to the fact that you won 2 of our tournaments.
and give
Thank
us
you
Because we
very
just
much.
live in the
back.
past. We live in the past.
And
Thank you.
give us our money back.
Buy Greg a drink.
Yes, I will.
He
All
may
right.
thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us again, and I guess we'll see you next week. Same time, same place-ish.
We'll be on chat shooting the shit for a little bit, probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna run a couple ads, and we'll put up a thing, and then we'll be.
Don't end the stream this time.
See you later, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Ryu.
Peace.
Be lying next to anyone, but I'm still thinking of you. You
We need
light the
to stream.
light into my
No, we still hear us if you need us.
Can't set the flame without you.
It doesn't really matter at this
You
point.
want me to come on,
We can just cut it off as necessary.
then
That's fine.
what I'm gonna do. Just give me all your loving. Don't slow down. Now don't you dare hold back. Take me up to heaven.
Ryu left? What the hell?
I know he abandoned us. Now I have to switch to this. Oh god. All right. Well, the overlays are fucked. You guys only get to see half Darth's head while we run an ad.
The only people. That's all we want to see anyway.
Any requests? People in chat, any requests for next week?
Still like 30 seconds behind. so
Anyone
we'll-
you
we'll-
want to see
we'll
on
have
our
to wait.
show?
Yeah, it takes a while.
Anyone that...
Mott the killer. Yeah, let's fucking go through this. Dude, the other day, I was playing with Mott, and Mott, like, murdered,
DayZ?
in cold blood, murdered, like, 3 people from the stream chat. Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude. He had a
What
bat.
kind of dick is he?
I was stuck in a wall, and I saw someone come in, and he had a gun, and Mott didn't have a gun. I was like, holy shit, that guy has a gun. He's right around the corner. So Mott runs down with a bat and starts beating the guy. And the guy, like, didn't really shoot back for a while.
Vicious.
And I was like, that's kind of...
Jesus.
I was like, that's
He's
kind of weird.
vicious.
And
Mott, you
eventually,
son of a bitch.
the guy died, and it ended up being someone from the stream chat. But then Mott picked up the gun and shot me, and then he shot Ryu, and then he shot someone else too. It was
So,
brutal. He's
the
a fucking. Don't trust him. He's a cold-hearted killer.
The Walking Dead is on sale. Should I buy that?
No, just buy DayZ.
God
much is
damn it! Why do
DayZ?
people keep recruiting me?
Just accept.
I
the offer.
already play the